Hey, welcome back to TruckU. So the Dodge is back in the shop that we were working on a little bit earlier. We've got it running good and sounding great, but now we want to add a little flare to the side and make it look a little better as well.
Yeah, we're going to do that by using these street flares from Bushwacker. What they're going to do is give it a little bit of customization so it doesn't look like every other truck out on the street. Now, it comes in flat black. What we're doing is prepping it to paint it, so we want it to color match to our vehicle. We're going to use this dupli-color, this truck, van, and SUV paint, and what's nice about it, it can be exact color match to this truck.
Now, the bottom of this two-tone paint scheme is a light metallic khaki, and that's what we're going to replicate and give an exact match right here, and really just tie it all together. It's going to look nice when it's all done, but you've got to make sure that this is good and clean before you do it.
Yeah, if you don't prepare it properly, it'll never look right, and it'll peel off, and it'll flake off, so you don't want that. What we've done is scratch it up a little bit, give something for the paint to bite into, use some of the prep spray here to clean the surface. The last one I want to use is a little tack cloth here to get any kind of little bit of debris left in here off of the surface before we start painting it.
All right, you got this handled?
I got it, buddy.
I'll go get the rest of them and get those ready.
Dude, you're going to the movies again, aren't you? Couple things you want to keep in mind. Always use an even side-to-side motion with each pass. Use 3 light coats versus 1 thick coat. And with all dupli-color lacquers, they can be recoated anytime. So if you have a problem, let's say you've got a drip, you can sand it down and repaint it without any problems. One last thing, always make sure you're painting in a well-ventilated area.
Hey, welcome back to TruckU. So the undercoating is done all the way around the vehicle, and as you can see, the paint has dried on our Bushwacker street flares right here, and these things look phenomenal. Actually, they look a lot better than I thought they were going to, as is always the case. Man.
Well, you know, because I did the painting. I mean, you got to give me my credit and what credit's due for once. I mean, these things look really nice. It's a dead match for what we've got, the two-tone on the truck, and I think it really gives it a little something extra. You know, what's nice about these fender flares is the fact that, first of all, they're easy to install, they're easy to work with. One other thing, too, is I think of all the little things, like this little rubber edging that goes around the side here. What we're trying to do is keep it from eating into the side of the truck. Let's say he wants to pull them off at some point in time. Without this little edging, it'll actually carve into the paint, and we'll have a line of rust right across there, and that's something we definitely don't want to happen, especially with a new truck.
No, they've actually thought of just about everything. You might look at these and think, oh, you know what, that's just a piece of plastic that you bolt onto the side of the truck. There's actually a lot of engineering that goes into it, with that rubberized deal on the side that keeps the scratching, with the fact that you don't have to drill any holes into the vehicle, so you don't have to worry about corrosion, and all the hardware is included. I mean, there's a lot more to it than just a piece of plastic.
Now, one thing I want to back up and give you guys a little tip when you're putting this edging on is you go about a foot at a time and then pull off the backing of this tape, and this way it'll stick down, it won't get bunched up, it'll all look nice and even. Also, when you come to points where you got an edge here, use a pair of side cutters and cut it off clean because it's a little too tight to make the edge, to make the turn. So this way, you'll have a nice even finish all the way through.
Bruno, take a look at that. I mean, look how good that looks.
It looks really good. I mean, it looks like it belongs there. It looks like an OEM part for the most part.
It really does. Now, admittedly, I tend to prefer solid color vehicles, and I get a little weary when we start doing all these different colors and tones and all that. Sometimes I get a little nervous, but I got to tell you, the payoff is here today, and I think this looks fantastic.
Yeah, you got to keep the faith sometimes, man.